Meditation. Some may think of bald monks in silky red robes, high atop a mountain with cherry blossoms drifting down above their shoulders. And some may think of teenagers in a Volkswagen bus playing a broken four-string guitar while they drive across the wide west of the United States. But not many people think that meditation can be as simple as sitting on your couch for 4 minutes before going to bed. Meditation practices reach deep into the pages of history, but even in these simple forms of taking a few minutes of our day, we can tap into that rich pool of benefits by paying attention to ourselves. Today, I will share and show what I have found to be effective for myself when it comes to breathing mindfully. I've not been practicing these techniques for more than 2 months, but it all started with Netflix, with Mind Space Guide to Meditation, and the mindfulness episode from the series The Mind Explained. I will be focusing on counting breaths, physical grounding, and combining the two. Mindfulness may first appear to be some old hippy-dippy wonky talk about some crazy stuff that you just see in a documentary. But in reality, it is slowing down to calm down and wind down, which can benefit all of us as we continue to trudge through a global pandemic. First, we're going to start off with counting breaths, and this is the pinnacle action. Counting breaths, I believe, boils down to 2 things, and that is sequence selection and pattern selection. Sequence selection is the physical process of breathing. You have to find a way to breathe. My choice of breathing technique comes from my therapist, Julie Waterdew, and all of the documentaries on Netflix, which suggest breathing in the nose and out the mouth, which physically slows me down. And that's what we want. We want a sequence selection of in, out to slow us down. But your breaths are not isolated, and you'll eventually have to select a pattern of breathing. Pattern selection, I believe, comes down to counting or timing. I count my breaths. I count them 1 through 10. 1 being in, and 2 being out. The alternative, where you time your breath, can look something like the common format of 4 seconds in, 7 seconds hold, 8 seconds out, which looks like this. My timing there was a little wonky, and that's because I don't do that very often. As you go through these practices, you'll find what works for you, and that's what's most important. Now, breathing is all nice and good, but you need a place to breathe as well, and that's where physical grounding comes in. Physical grounding is, to boil down, a fail-safe. It is the net in which you can fall. When you're breathing, you want to focus on your body, but your mind will wander, and you will want to do things and want to think of other things, and that's where physical grounding comes in. I can feel this corkboard and say, oh, I'm here in this moment. And that's the first important point, is choosing where you want to be. You can be on your bed or on your couch or on your desk on the other side of this corkboard. Wherever you are, you want to be in a place where you're comfortable and you feel secure and tethered in a way. Next, it comes down to usage, and that's basically focusing on your breath. You want a place where you're not going to be bombarded by other things. You want a place where you can recognize those feelings and be present with yourself, which comes to combining the two. Breathing and grounding turn the attention inward And that's the whole point of meditation, and that's the whole point of breathing mindfully, is slowing down those thoughts and bringing that attention inward towards your body, so that when you're breathing, you are you in the present moment. You're not you doing yesterday's homework assignment, which is late, and you're not you worrying about the exam next week. You're you in the present moment. And combining the two of breathing and grounding is a good place to be, because it's a place to which you can return if you're lost. Now, with just a little bit of mindfulness at our fingertips, we can slow down through our day or cool down at night by just counting our breaths, physically grounding, and then combining those two as a superhero in a way of thoughtfulness. Try it tonight or during a difficult school day. Turning your gaze inward for only a few moments can bring you through right or wrong, thick and thin, night and day. Anything goes. So, although we don't have a monastery full of candles and winter gardens like the dedicated, trained monks do, we are still able to utilize the same resources as we, too, amongst the trials and tribulations of life, may still find peace.